I begin with a quote from Lord of the Rings. The world is indeed full of peril, and in it there are many dark places. But still there is much that is fair. And though in all the lands love is now mingled with grief, love grows, perhaps the greater. We are not destined to be limited by all going on around us, but to discover the freedom and joy of living in the center of our being. And from there, outwards into life. We are called into existence by love, into a world thirsting and hungering for it. We're called to be love and raise frequency and vibration. Hafiz reminds us, we have come to this exquisite world to experience ever and ever more deeply our divine courage, freedom, and light. We can disagree and argue about the causes of these crazy times on the planet. Yet the collapse of the world as we know it can be the beginning of the world that we wanted in the first place. Love is coming to us all. Love is here in each one of us, coming through for all of us. Everyone. Each of us is unique in our own way. There is a divine purpose behind the life of everyone who comes into this world. No one has been created for nothing. I'm looking at you. I'd like to say a few words about stillness before we go into it, because it's such a struggle for many of us, including myself. First thing is, there's nothing wrong with you if you struggle to be still. We think we have to do something to be still. We have to know something. It's not something we can do, though it's something we can allow. We are awareness in temporary human form. And together, let's create the field to shift into our depths together. Don't fight thoughts and distractions. Just stay with a simple intention to slow down and feel your longing to be free. Over and over. Space will appear between the thoughts. Just go there and rest. As you do, the gaps between thoughts become longer and the thoughts shorter. This is all it takes. Don't be discouraged. You can do this no matter how the mind insists otherwise. Thoughts have words. As the thoughts rise, let all their words be rain on the other side of the window. Tully reminds us that words reduce reality to something the human mind can grasp, which isn't very much. So stillness isn't about not having thoughts. It's just about being conscious of them as a smaller part of ourself. Let them play in their little romper room and just come back to the intention and the longing to be free. So let the eyes soften and go inside. Let awareness take you by the hand and lead you to sanctuary. Let the breath do what it already knows and already does day and night. Let it breathe you. As you do, notice you're still here after all you've been through. That in this moment, you are safe. Turn to your already existing wholeness under any and all distress. The deep calm always here, awaiting, no matter any outer intensity. Let your awareness be like water and wash away anything that doesn't matter. Let all things vanish without anything being lost. Be attached to nothing and connected with everything. Don't remember. Let go of what has passed. Don't imagine. Let go of what may come. Don't think. Let go of what is happening now. Don't try to figure anything out. Don't try to make anything happen. Rest. Relax. Right now. And rest. Breathe in calm. Breathe out tension and distress. Just be present and let everything be as it is. There is peace in softness. A deeper stillness in surrender. Let what comes, come. Let what goes, go. The breath flows in. The breath flows out. Let love unfold in you like an unwinding spiral galaxy. Let forgiveness wash you clean. Let understanding reach all the confused and bewildered, tight places. Let the key of simple awareness unlock the chains, any place you feel stuck. In the safety of our sanctuary together, feel your greatest distress for a moment. What does it want? What does it need? Visualize with the power of active imagination that very want and need filled right now. How does this feel? Linger in this. Let every particle of your being fill itself and remember. Let's take a few minutes and just really soak and Marinate. In the sweetness of the truth. Taking all its time in the world, just very slowly coming back to the screen and leaving a part of you here in this beautiful place inside you and around us here together, holding us together. He's drinking in the faces on the screen. And as we come back to the circle here, we'll do our go rounds, and as you know, just to say your name and where you are on the planet, and some words about what you're noticing in you right now, right this minute. And anybody can go.
I'm Iracema from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, and I'm working self-forgiveness this time.
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful one. I'll have some of that. I have room for some of that. Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Good morning, I'm Chris. I can go next. I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia at the moment. My heart is so full of joy and love right now. I'm about to burst, and I look forward to telling you more at the right time.
Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Saida and I am from Denmark, and I feel very much settled and grounded right now.
Welcome, Saida.
Thank you, Brian.
I am Erika Yoso in Richmond, Virginia, and I feel quite relaxed and just happy to share the moment with all of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad you're here, Mary. Back from Lima.
Hi, I'm Pam, and I am looking out of my window at a tidal river that's 22-foot tides a couple times a day, and this is my most happy place. I'm really happy to be with you guys today. Really need to also connect, and thank you, Brian, for being here. I'm dealing with the hardest lessons that I have in life right now. I'm wanting to embrace them as my best teachers, and that's not so easy. So I'll help I could get with that one. Thank you.
Welcome, Pam.
Hi, I'm Brenda, and I'm living in New Jersey, USA. I'm feeling like kind of like on two levels right now. I feel like kind of a deep peace resulting from the meditation, but there's also this other level of agitation that's there also at the same time. Just some interaction that I had just yesterday that with a friend that kind of left me feeling unsettled.
Mm-hmm. We welcome all of you, Brenda, just as you are.
Thank you.
Just as you find yourself.
I'm Jen. I'm near Annapolis, Maryland. I am similar to Brenda, feeling more than one thing comes to my attention. And one is the savoring the experience from the meditation and still feeling it physically and emotionally. And the other is that my body is aching quite a bit today, which is, anyway, that's it. Good to be here. Thank you, Brian.
Good to have you, Jen.
Hello, I'm Stephen, and right now I'm in Florida, on the west coast of Florida. I have a place in Manhattan and here in Florida. Actually, the place here in Florida I share with my partner. And I look forward to these meetings with you, Brian. And unfortunately, they're only once a month. I have other meetings weekly, which aren't quite as uplifting. And I'm feeling some anticipation of what will I be doing today. I have a number of alternatives. And I see how my mind is trying to figure it out rather than just allowing me to be. I'm sure it'll all figure itself out in the best possible way if I just allow it. So anyway, it's nice to be here.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Stephen. It's good to see you.
I'm Frank, Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, thank you for the meditation, Brian. I'm happy to be here. Continually carrying my angst and aggravation at what's going on politically. And it's just a hard thing to get out of the way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where I'm at. Thank you.
Welcome, Frank.
My name is Sandy, and I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And when we first were encouraged to open our eyes gently, I opened my eyes and I looked at everyone, and I was kind of shocked to see everyone here. And I think I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting to see you all, and I'm glad to see you all. And that's all I have to say for now. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome, Sandy.
I'm Pat from Faber, Virginia, USA. And in your meditation, I found myself looking down on my wee little human being that I am, quite pleased and curious about what's coming up next.
Mm-hmm. Good to have you here, Pat.
My name is Elisa. I'm connecting from the central part of Italy, and past few days were, I was up on the wave, on the peak of the wave. Now it's sort of coming down, and I feel also the fear to be down in the down of the wave. Right. So there's this also a mixture of things. Gratitude for having this beautiful moment, but also the fear to go back instead of maybe, yes, just be with it. But there's this fear.
Welcome, Elisa.
Thank you.
Talia, it's your turn.
Hello, everybody.
Good to see you.
I'm outside of the house. I'm near the sea. You can see. Then it's maybe not so appropriate to be here, but I really needed some connection, a real connection to feel.
Of course. Thank you for
Otherwise,
a window for us to the ocean. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. But I'm here. I will turn my camera off, but I'm here with
of
you.
course. We feel you.
Thank you.
My name is Brian. I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina in the U.S. And just soaking up the frequency and vibration here of connection, openness, acceptance, and still quite affected by a dream last night. I found myself many years ago yelling at my children, yelling at their mother. Of course, I know about this place already, yet there was something so real, physically, emotionally, mentally, and I just wanted to say, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Go away. Stop haunting me. And I heard a voice that said, don't look away. And I found myself reaching for a tool without knowing I could use it or not, knowing like the only thing that works is to love this part of me that I'm so ashamed of, so guilty of, about. And I started to do it, sort of like, okay, I don't know how to do this, but this is all I know how to do. And as I did, I just felt things calming down and slowing down. And though I want to share with you, it's not like I could just flip the switch, right? Like there's that moment that we all know in this work where we know we've got to just open that door and walk through it without hesitation. And, you know, a number of you have shared struggles nearby, and, you know, what brings us together here is we all have our version of this, right? It's and the good news and the challenging news is there's always the next layer deeper. And yet, you know, there's a part of us that just wants to take a rest. Go, you know, and yet the rest comes from, as we learn here in this work, the turning to it instead of away from it. And Pam, what you said about the welcome messengers of the great difficulty, right? And that I'm really vibing with you there. So, you know, where my faith comes in is I can't go back and change those things. And I'm very aware how I've hurt people, really hurt them deeply, impacted them, you know, people that I love, care about, people that are innocent. And you know, the faith is, I don't have to know how it's all going to work out. I just have to keep turning to those parts of me that I wish weren't there, basically. So, you know, before I go on to what I had been pondering to say today, let's just hang out here for a few minutes and see where any of you might be feeling some of that combination of the weight of what we carry and also the blessing of forgiving ourselves for what we didn't know. Right? Which is primarily what we didn't know was how to manage our own pain. So it just spilled out. Okay. Like let go goes by. Sorry, Brenda, go ahead.
So I've also had relationships in the past with my parents, my sister, my two husbands, acting in my grandmother acting in ways that I regret now. Mm-hmm. And, you know, knowing that I was very often cruel to all of them and hurt them. And so I think I've forgiven myself for most of that. My challenge now is how to move forward and not continue those same patterns, those old patterns. And so that's my current journey at this moment, to be aware and not be hurtful and to others, and carry more love in my heart. And I'm, you know, that's what I'm in the process of now. I did have a little. It wasn't that I was cruel yesterday. I have this other Zoom group that I'm on. So one of the members, just to try to say this as briefly as possible, he kind of, in a sweet, kind way, kind of disagreed with how somebody else had spoken. and the way he saw the group should be run. And I happen to really, really like this person. But I disagreed with him on, so I tried to express that in as respectful a way as possible. But I just feel like I hurt him, and I'm not quite sure how to move forward. I was just thinking, well, maybe I'll contact him today and see if we can clear it up if possible. I mean, I think that, you know, as human beings, we should be able to disagree with each other without being cruel. And thought I did an okay job of it, but I'm still not sure.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, let me honor your process here. And, you know, we all have ongoing versions of this inside of ourselves. We, as humans, we do have emotions. And they come up spontaneously. Right? Yet, you know, what the guide reminds us is that no matter how conscious we try to be, if we don't allow the unconscious part to be present also in a conscious way, it's going to come out and grab the microphone, right? So when we have that feeling like, oh, I lost it for a moment, or I had a harsh tone in my voice, or I sounded cold, or, you know, we want to find a way to let the unconscious piece come out. So, for example, here, what would you say to this guy if you weren't trying to be at all politically or spiritually or emotionally correct, right? Just the raw, blunt energy that would just upwelling in you, right? And you notice the pleasure that comes up when we say yes to our unconscious, right?
Was that a challenge for me to actually do it right now? Or
yeah, it was an invitation, not a challenge.
Okay, an invitation. I like that better. You're wrong.
Yeah. And
how can you think this way?
Tell him that?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm right. You're wrong.
Yeah. And how does that feel?
It feels more alive.
Yeah.
Maybe in some sense more truthful.
Yeah.
Certainly much more energy.
Yeah. Yet it's not mixed with how we think we should be and what we're feeling, right? That creates that mixed message that whatever we're not saying, the energy is harsher.
But at the same time, we shouldn't just let ourselves do that, you know. That
we don't want to act it out, right?
We don't act it out.
Right. And you see, because you said you have a thought about talking to this person, the value of connecting the dots here between the conscious and the unconscious, right? And you may just be getting started feeling a pleasure. You don't know what you're talking about. I completely disagree. I think you're full of shiitake. Right? That you see what we're doing is freeing up the energy that's adulterating and contaminating what we're saying. So see if there's anything else towards this guy that you don't even have to use words, just yeah.
Well, I don't feel that way.
Okay.
I just feel like you're kind of like you're a fool sometimes.
Mhm.
You don't see the world as it is.
Mhm.
You don't want to deal.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with reality, and you know.
Mhm.
I mean, he's like a beautiful soul. I can tell you this. He's like wants to escape to me. This is my opinion, my take, to a spiritual realm, and I want to be more in what's going on, both in the outer and the inner, as opposed, yeah. So that's kind of the dispute we have. But I feel a lot of love for him also. I just I do see his beauty, and is it like a certain delicacy, vulnerability, and I don't want to step on that.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's a part of me that hates vulnerability.
Yeah.
Like I want I
Yeah. The bottom
I
line
want to
here.
be able to go toe to toe with somebody and not be afraid that I'm gonna,
Right.
they're too vulnerable to take it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he is or not. This is like a story I'm making up, on some level.
Well, just to come back to where we were, for all of us, the short form is we can't manage our behavior. It doesn't work. It comes out anyway. We're called to understand it. And when we understand it, the behavior changes.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, I'm not.
I think we're called to do both.
Yeah, okay.
I think we are called to manage our behavior.
I can agree with
even
that,
before
Brenda.
we understand it.
Okay, I can agree with that. Thank you for your willingness. You're brave here.
Brian, I wanted to say thank you for that sharing that you gave to us. I've experienced some episodes of what I would call shameful behavior lately, and I'm now contemplating what part of my pain I was mismanaging, so to speak. What you said at the end of your sharing about you just weren't managing your pain. So food for thought, contemplation, For me, I think it's got something to do with perfectionism, I'm not managing my need to be perfect. Something like that. So I'm projecting it on other people. But thank you for sharing that.
It touches me, Frank. I'm here with you, really.
I'd like to jump in and just say I'm feeling inspired and touched by the conversation. And yes, thank you, Brian, for your sharing. And I guess I want to say this morning I'd like to be a voice for the possibility of healing. Many of you heard my story. I've had years of very painful drama in my life, and I can relate to all the pain. One of the things that I've been doing the last, year or so, more, that my meditation is about forgiving the whole human story that I've lived, from my birth, Christine Ann Walker, born to blah, 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 and the 3 marriages and the whole drama and the many years of pain. And I want to share this morning that my heart is full of joy. And I know that I feel like spirit, it's like the healing is not necessarily, it's not like what has to go on here to help us feel joy, that our task is to evolve where whatever is happening, whether it feels negative or positive, it's like there's still another part of us. And right now, though, I'm being affected by a positive of what's going on. And let me just share that. It's that, have you heard my story? I've just had years of pain with my relationship with my daughter. And I just cannot tell you. I just cannot tell you. My heart is just bursting with the joy right now of having my daughter and my son-in-law and 2 grandsons in my home here in Charlottesville. And it's such a joy. I never thought this could happen. And the other thing that you've heard me talk about, the agony I've been going through, really, of the of leaving Charlottesville and my home here. My daughter and grandson have decided, and son-in-law have decided to make their home in Charlottesville, in my home.
Wow. Surprise, surprise, plot twist.
Really, really, I just cannot tell you. As I'm sharing this, I just can feel I want to cry, and I can just feel the energy going through me that literally, as I had signed papers with the property manager to rent my upstairs, and my daughter has been thinking seriously about where their family should land to raise their boys. And literally, there's this sudden evolution of, oh, it's Charlottesville after all.
Wow.
I cannot tell you the touching text that I've received from her about acknowledging my sacrifices of spending all the time in Napa that I did, the 7 months that was hard to be in Napa that long. But my willingness to go with them wherever they decided to go, and feeling my sorrow and deep grief about leaving. And now we will go back. It will be a year from now, but it's such a different orientation.
Mm-hmm.
They are here to figure out their lives here. So we will go back for the year, but then come back next summer. And my daughter, she's applied to schools here. They're full court press. So thank you for hearing me. And I've really lived through a lot of years of what you're describing, Brian. So thank you for being a witness for this long time, and for hearing me this morning. And not that it's going to be a straight shot. There'll be probably times when I'm telling you I'm hurting again about whatever, but that's where I am this morning.
Yeah. Woo.
The energy is so different being with them. It's a joy. They all feel more connected here. There's so much more ease just being with them this morning, in this space. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I just full of gratitude.
Pam.
Chris, I am so delighted. I'm just so delighted for you, and it gives me hope. I always think it's not over till the fat lady sings. Who knows what's going to happen next? So there's a lot of thoughts going in my mind, but just so honoring of you for sticking through that, and then not knowing what was going to happen, and then this happens. My own thing is that I have a family member who is not any biological one, but is married to a biological one, that I would like to see if she would just please drop dead. So that's where my negative piece is. And, like someone said, I don't want to be there. But then when her daughter complains about her, I say, your mother, my granddaughter, your mother is my greatest teacher. Because I have to keep going in and saying, what is this? What am I going to do? How can I, and you know, for everybody, the balance between, you know, my wanting to strangle her or something, and then the balance of seeing, being aware of the difficulties she's had in life and why is she doing this? You know, why is she struggling? And so it's hard, and I'm trying to be both authentic and helpful, and not go into some transference thing where she starts yelling at me and saying everything is my fault. Anything that's ever gone wrong in her entire life before I ever knew her, maybe even before she was born, she blames on me. And occasionally I will get angry, and I just have to let that out. I try to let that out, not necessarily in her presence, because that just makes stuff worse for a while. But anyway, I hear this, and I have compassion and empathy for myself and for her and for my son, who happens to be married to her. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being here.
And Pam, anytime you want to move some of that here, you're welcome. Just let us, we'll know. We'll just round and hold it with you.
I have to let it out fairly, you know, whenever it needs to come out, I do, but I don't want to do it in her face sometimes, because that just
of course,
makes it worse. Yeah.
The acting out.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brian.
Anyone else here relating at all with what we've been holding? Jen, were you going to say something or not say something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to say something and I don't want to say something. Well, I feel like I am, like you're talking about the past and shameful behavior. I think that's what you said, something like that. I've managed to not do a whole lot that was well, that I'm aware of, but rather stuffed it inside of myself, I would say. But now I'm aware of, I'm frustrated by my behavior in the present, and trying to be responsible about it. So that's something that I'm working on right now. And I appreciate what Brenda was saying, just that energy, that energy of, yeah, having it come out despite my best efforts. I mean, I do pray about it, you know, for sure. I do pray about it, and I know that's helpful.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
It is helpful, and yet this energy that we're describing here, and many of us remember hard pain. It's a defense. It's trying to protect some soft pain on the inside, and that's what matters. What is that soft pain that the hard pain is trying to protect? by killing off somebody, right? Somebody who's getting too close to our soft pain. Some situation that is bringing it up, the soft pain. Brenda, you're muted.
Yes. I just, as you're saying that, and relating it to the situation I was just talking about, so I was like asking myself, so what is the soft pain that's there? And it's like, well, don't my opinions matter? Aren't I valuable?
Mm-hmm.
What about the way I think? Maybe, I don't like, I feel like I'm being discounted.
Mm-hmm. Ouch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be discounted. So I'm going to, fight.
Mm-hmm.
At least internally, that's that energy, So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just, as you were talking, that I just had that click.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian, would you mind reminding us, about the definition of the hard pain and the soft pain?
Yeah, the hard pain, which is, basically our lower self coming out, is just the defense against feeling the soft pain. We don't want to feel the soft pain. The soft pain is the very thing we don't want to feel. So we feel the hard pain because there's a righteousness in it. You didn't do it right. You did it wrong, right? We can feel that. It's burst of power, even though it's at the expense of our own inner peace, right? And in the end, it never works. It just creates separation. Right?
The soft pain would be feeling your own hurt, your own sadness, your own woundedness.
Yeah, that's right. Unworthiness,
sadness. The original thing that you've been covering up.
Yes.
With all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was trying to say is like this place that I don't feel like I'm worthwhile to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very soft pain in me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel heard. Didn't feel worthwhile to be heard.
Yeah. So for me, when I would lose it towards my kids and their mother, the soft pain would be overwhelm. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know how to live life. I have all these children. I just don't know how to do it. So you all have to stop so I don't feel this. Yeah.
Brian, if I can say something, I just
Sandy, of course.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really I'm sad that you had to go through it, but I'm glad that you shared what you did, and I feel I don't know what word to use. I feel really sad that you had to go through it alone, and that you couldn't have that there wasn't someone there to help you to understand it or help walk you through it or walk with you through it. And it's just too bad that it takes us so long to be able to get to a point where we have any idea what's going on sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Sandy. So you feel this deep empathy and compassion for me coming from your own experience, right? Like it's real. It's not just something you're saying. I can feel the part of you that says, I know what this is like. It's really heavy. It's really challenging.
I imagine you felt quite helpless.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard. I know what it feels like to feel helpless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that is the one thing as a human being we don't want to feel, because then what? If we're helpless, we're just at the mercy of the outer forces around us, right? And it can be so dark.
There's a lot of inferiority that we kind of take on also. That isn't really valid.
Yeah.
Isn't true.
Beautifully said, Sandy.
I can't claim credit for that word. That I think the guide uses that in a few lectures. That's the problem behind our not wanting to whatever we don't want to do, I guess.
Yeah.
It seems we have hard experiences to get to softer understandings. You know?
That's beautifully said. Wow. There's a song in that, Frank.
Maybe so.
Wow.
I'd just like to piggyback the sense of being touched, Brian, by your sharing and just wanting for you to feel strong self-forgiveness so that you don't carry the burden of that so much.
That's the gift of the dream, right? The gift of the dream is saying, I'm still here. I need some more love.
Right, because that's not who you really are, and weren't then, but didn't understand and didn't have the awareness. So
right.
So that's my hope and wish for you.
Yeah. So what I didn't say when there's that phrase, fake it till you make it. So I was in that fake it till I make it part of just loving this part of me. Yet it didn't take long before it really started to flow. All the way back, all those years, to that part of me with his hands out, right? So that really felt good. It really did. But the part that I want to share that I'm hanging on for myself is to remember it's okay to feel like I don't know what to do. I'm just going to try this, right? Like, what's the positive healing response here? Just be willing to try it and stay with it. Right? Stephen.
Yes, hi. Hopefully you can all hear. I'm on a phone and bandwidth's not very good. But anyway, a lot of the things that we're talking about, for me anyway, I think the word fear, F-E-A-R, comes up. And that's been my word of the month in August. Just looking at my fear and how it impedes what I wish to do in my enjoyment, and how overarching it is and has been. And the times that that I dealt with it and moved forward in spite of the fear were actually the best times of my life. And I realize how much fear there is in every aspect of what I do, from things that seem huge, like moving, which I don't intend to move, but to making an appointment with somebody for dinner. There's this little, really, do you really want to do that? The person or the place may be noisy, or the person may not be interesting, and then you're stuck. And God, they'll order the appetizer, and I go through a whole litany of things to be fearful of, when in reality, I'm just impeding and diminishing my life. So I've been really looking at and experiencing fear more than looking. It's easy to look at it. It's a lot harder to be part of it and to allow fear to really take my life over, but to step back and see how fear is engulfing my life from the witness point of view. Because if I allow myself to be part of that fear, I lose myself, and fear then controls me. So I think so much of what, at least my perception, what we're discussing is based on fear. And what I'm not trying to do is to conquer it. But I think, as Rumi said, be the guest house, invite it in, ask it for tea. In my case, maybe some wine. Sit down. What do you look like? Where do you reside in me? What's it like? Talk to me. What are you trying to do for me?
Yeah.
Are you trying to protect me? It seems like you are, but are you really protecting me or hurting me? Let's sit down and discuss it, but welcome into my home. Welcome, as opposed to, wait a minute, I need now an 8-day course in fear elimination in some mountaintop beautiful retreat. So I'm actually in a mountaintop beautiful retreat here in Florida, although there aren't too many mountaintops in Florida. And it's really quite lovely. And it gives me a nice chance to be out of New York City and to really look at that fear. And so anyway,
yeah.
Thank you for listening. And thank you for the internet for still being there for me.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen. You're really highlighting that, what we don't want to feel only gets smaller when we feel it. Yet we have an instant aversion to what we don't want to feel, right? The default is, I'll do anything except feel that. So.
Right. And I have an instant aversion to it. And then I might go off and do things to not experience that aversion. In my case, it's not overeating or over drinking, but it's over something.
Yeah.
It's looking at my health. Have I seen a doctor lately? Or I need to correct something. And so much of that is irrelevant, at least in my life. Just trying to keep busy, to push away that fear, to not experience that fear, which is so painful and so fearful.
Anyone else on what you don't want to feel? Of course, one thing I don't want to feel is loneliness. Yeah, I'm learning a little bit at a time to befriend that part of me. And I was really struck by what the Dalai Lama said. He said, everybody calls me Your Holiness. He said, A truer name for me would be your loneliness. Everybody thinks I'm a saint. They talk to me like I'm a saint. I'm a human being like you. Wow. I felt, you know, some new dignity in that specific loneliness, not wanting to feel that, right? Like, and you know, I'm seeing ever more clearly that my loneliness is really the split between the part of me that has these feelings and the part of me that says, get over it. Grow up.
I don't want to feel worry or concern or anxiety. I don't want to feel that.
Mm-hmm.
But there seems to be an abundance of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can you feel the fear that if I start to feel it, it will overtake me? That's often.
Oh, yeah.
And we know how big and deep this thing is, right? It's the one thing we don't want to feel. Don't want to get swallowed up in it. Don't want to get lost in it, overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
It's a respectful place on the human journey. You know, at least we're conscious now of the inner split between the acceptable and unacceptable in us. So when we, you know, set an intention, I'm going to feel this, even if every part of me is resisting feeling. It's not about using our will to overcome the resistance. It's really asking for our higher self to hold us and walk us through it. The higher self that knows who we really are, right? Because the human being is lost in this identity of unworthiness, inadequacy, you know. Yet, you know, the higher self, which is a real presence in us, right? The Christ consciousness, God self, source, it can't help us until we ask for it. I'm feeling overwhelmed by this right now. Help me. Help me. And, you know, there's an immediate influx of energy when we do that, right? There's so many things we do in the path work. We often fall into that trap of thinking we have to do this all by ourselves, right? And we forget the spiritual side of the journey. The very thing we're struggling with is what we brought, right? Like that set of feelings, Frank. This is what you brought. My shame, my guilt is what I brought to transform, right? That's really different than why am I so broken and how could I do those things? And, you know, how could I know what to do and still not do it? All that stuff, right? That's just more of the hard pain.
Yeah, but then I have to take assessment of how much of that I've transformed and live with the measure of it, so to speak, which sometimes doesn't feel like much, you know?
Yeah. It doesn't feel like much to this part of us, but all of heaven and earth is cheering us over the smallest step, you know.
That's the feeling I want a piece of. Heaven and earth cheering me.
Well, why don't you start here and just
give me a little piece of that feeling, and I think I'll be all right for the rest of the day.
You're beautiful, Frank. You really are. You're a real human being.
One of the challenges that I seem to have, and it's being highlighted in this conversation, is, the lower self has that raw energy. When I expressed it, just even a little bit of it, the aliveness that I felt, and the energy, and how bring that same energy to that other part of ourselves, our higher self, to our soft side. You know what I mean? Because that's why the lower self has that power, because it has so much energy, and it feels so good while we're doing it. That you might feel terrible afterwards, but at the moment you're doing it, it feels wonderful to be expressing it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. So my question to myself is, how do I bring that same power, that same energy, that same sweetness, to my higher self interactions? As I'm saying that, I think I'm getting an answer almost.
Beautiful.
The question sometimes gives an answer. I think like the answer that came to me, like in that split second of I asking the question, is when I'm totally real and totally feeling my feelings, and if I'm able to share that with another, especially, it feels so healing and so sweet. It does feel alive in a different way. A different way, but yeah, it's a feeling I savor.
Yeah. Beautiful, Brenda.
I just wanted to say to Stephen that I just loved him inviting his fear into the room and talking to it. I thought that was so wonderful, the way you put that.
So, Brenda, I'm really struck by what you just modeled for us when you spoke, and then Grace coming in. A lot of what we carry around is only in the form of thoughts. Who's right, who's wrong, who did what to us, where we're worthy, unworthy, right? And these thoughts occupy a certain part of our brain. And they're very defended. They won't give up this territory. It usually doesn't work when we try to overcome them. what I was reading in neuroscience is fascinating that, okay, there's this thought, I'm unworthy. This is Brian speaking. I can't shake that thought. It's got its place here. So when I say it out loud and I say my name, Brian feels unworthy. There's another part of the brain that lights up, the speaking part, which is quite a complex part of our brain, right? And there's also the listening part. I'm hearing myself say it. And what this is doing now is creating a larger response in us than just the thought. You see that happening here. The beauty, like when I tell you something, I hear myself saying it. I also witnessed you taking it in, right? There are different parts of my brain that are activating and helping me coming into play. And when I say our brain, it's really my consciousness. The brain is just the organ. Stephen, hear yourself.
I hear what you're saying, but I think for me, I've forgotten my feelings. My thoughts generate feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure my feelings generate thoughts. I don't know which is first. Some people think your gut knows what thought will come up.
Yeah.
So I might have a thought and I see that thought, but until I'm willing, it seems to me, to drop into my feelings in my body, neck, below my neck, then that thought will stay with me until I'm aware of the feeling and allow the feeling to totally permeate who I am and experience it and not be consumed by it by standing back and looking at it and being with it and experiencing it.
Yeah.
I think that thought will just keep ruminating in my head. That's my personal belief. And it's really based on my own experience as well. And I think a lot of the Buddhist teachings tend to support that.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Well, we have about 5 minutes or so, and I notice I haven't said anything of all the things that I brought to say, and I'm just trusting the spontaneity that's here. And see, in this precious landing time together, any kind of closing statement for yourself, or just what you're noticing for yourself and what we've been holding here together today? Like, any way you're inspired or any way you're discouraged, it doesn't matter, right? It's just the messenger that
I just want to say that I'm very grateful to have been able to be present with you and just listening to you. That was precious for me. And thank you for sharing your experience, Brian. And I think generally when we, so to say, least deserve love, so to say, that's when we most deserve it.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's really going deep into me.
Thank you, today.
And I feel the least deserving of love is when I'm most deserving.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you most need it.
That's a gift, Elisa. Thank you.
I kind of feel like I've moved into a bigger conversation than what I had around this whole area, things that we've talked about. I don't have any pinpoints, but it just seems bigger.
The felt sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing our attention to that part of it, right? Grace changes us without our even understanding what's happening. And there's grace here that just each one of us is bringing, and the grace inside of us, grace around us, touching each other. It's a beautiful thing. So let's close our eyes for a moment again. And visualize a collage, different pictures of you all through your life. Just let them arise. And whenever you see a picture of you where you can see some struggle, know this part of you is waiting to hear, I see you. I'm here with you. And taking yourself off mute, and bringing your gaze to those on the screen, really from this place. I'm here with you, this genuine place of being here with ourselves, the parts that we wish we didn't have. I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
You.
Here with
I'm here with you. We're here with each other.
I'm here with you.
Here with you.
I'm here together.
Here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
Thank you, co-creators and collaborators, co-conspirators in joy. You're beautiful and I love you. And anybody who wants to stick around for coffee and donuts, we're on.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Love you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you,
Thank
Talia, for bringing the sea.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Patriotic.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm sticking around. I'm sticking around just for a minute because I wanted to make sure that I told Chris how happy I am for her.
Oh.
Yeah. 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 And yeah. All the very best.